Well, hi everybody, this is another Friday afternoon, and I've left work just a little bit early because I'm going to go and pick my wife up from her work, and because it's a Friday I'm going to go back out again tonight, and I'll be doing work stuff till about 8 o'clock tonight, so take a little bit of time to balance things out. And you know, it's basically after work time anyway, and so it's going to do another quick ride. I'm actually going to head out to, well, what I call Roller Coaster Road, because the road has some really cool dips in it. I was out at Martin today doing some work stuff, and on the way back into town I noticed that Mount Ruapehu over that way to the left, and behind me Mount Taranaki, were clear and standing out there on the skyline really beautifully. So I thought, well, I've got to go out and see if I can capture those on video. Just looking at the fuel gauge too, it's very low. So we'll just do a quick run out there, and then we'll double back and go and pick my wife up from work. In my last video that I did last week, from up there, actually up on the lookout tower, we pointed over this way to what was possibly the shortest motorway in the world, and we're about to go onto it over here. The motorway actually ends just up here, actually just after the bridge is the end of the motorway. So this is the Wanganui River. I've actually kayaked this river twice from the top end up at Taramanui. First time it took 5 days, and the second time it took 7 days, because we took some time off in the middle. That was a beautiful trip. Now the beginning of the motorway that I referred to is actually right here. This is the beginning of the motorway, and where we got on just there was the end of the motorway. And my wife's work is just round here to the right, out towards the airport, and we'll head out there in just a moment. But just going to do a quick run out to, I don't actually know what the name of the road is, but I call it Roller Coaster Road, and when we get there you'll see why. So it's a Friday afternoon. You probably noticed by the sun behind me that the sun's quite low, so we're going to lose the sun soon. And this bit of road that I'm heading to, I've never actually done it on a motorbike, so it'll be quite interesting. And we're heading into Queen's birthday weekend, so it's a long weekend this weekend. So there's a road tolerance, or a speed limit tolerance, of 4 kilometers. If you're 4 kilometers over the limit, you'll get snapped, and that runs from tonight through to think it's 6 o'clock Tuesday morning. He was doing 20 kilometers under the limit, so we'll get him out of the way. And there we are, back to the speed limit. That passing manoeuvre, I could see it was clear ahead, and it was on a broken yellow line, so it possibly wasn't the best thing to do, but it wasn't a solid yellow line. But yeah, I did notice that it was a broken yellow line. Today's a bit of a test as well. Just under a couple of months ago, my wife and I went up to Taupo, did a ride up to Taupo, and so that I can reach the ground when I'm stationary on this bike, I've lowered the preload on the suspension all the way down, and with two of us on, we'd basically bottomed out the suspension, and poor old Andy could feel every bump along the way, so she didn't enjoy the trip up to Taupo very much, so I've wound the suspension back up a bit. So this is the first time, well, when I go and pick her up, will be the first time that we've tested that with two of us on. And also when I polish this bike and polish the seat, it makes the seat very, very slippery, and she had a lot of trouble contending with the slippery seat. Whenever I'd brake into a corner or whatever, she'd come sliding forward into me, and she found that very uncomfortable, having to contend with slipping and sliding around on the seat a bit. So I've been into an auto upholsterer, and I've got a piece of something. It's not really a fabric, but it's not really rubber either, and I've covered the back half of the seat with this new, we'll call it a fabric, to make it more grippy for her. So it'll be a good test to see how that is. See from my shadow there that we're quite late in the day, sun's low in the sky, so when we come back we'll have the sun right in front of us. So yeah, hopefully she's not going to slip and slide all over the seat with the new fabric on there. It's interesting following this this truck here. I can feel the turbulence of the wind folding around the back of the truck. Can feel it in the fairing, and I can feel it in my helmet bouncing around a bit. So we'll just ease past. This is a passing lane just here, so we'll just ease past him a little bit. There we go. Here we go, back down to the speed limit. This bike is a 1994 CBR 1000F, and it's a sport tourer, and it's a very, very comfortable tourer. It'll sit on the lower speeds. Well, when I say lower speeds, I mean the speed limit here in New Zealand is 100 kilometers an hour on the open road. It'll sit on that all day, and we're doing around about 3,500 RPM at 100 kilometers an hour, which is the speed limit here. But if you wind it up a bit, if you drop it down a gear or two and wind it up, you get around 5,500 RPM, and it's like a Jekyll and Hyde thing. The bike says, oh righto, we're doing this now, righto, and it just wants to go, and it just wants to go. And but yeah, this is a sport tourer, so it's sporty, but it's sort of more tourer than it is sporty, like the super sports, which are basically just a road legal race bike. And yeah, it's got plenty of get up and go in it, but if you want to just ride really conservatively, which I do most of the time, quite a conservative rider, it'll hum along like this all day. And on the road, we're going to turn off to the left a little bit further on. When I was there earlier today doing work over there at Martin, there's a little stretch of the road over there where that hasn't had the sun all day, and it's a little bit wet, so I'm just going to keep that in mind. Could be a little bit slippery, I don't know, but I'm just going to be aware of it when I go in. That bridge we just came over was the Wongohu River, and those that are aware of it, New Zealand history, up there at Mount Ruapehu, a generation ago, there was a lahar that came down the mountain, down the Wongohu River, and at Tangiwai it wiped out the rail bridge and took out a train. That was back in the days of steam, so you know, it was a generation ago. So that's a New Zealand national disaster, the Tangiwai disaster it's known as. And the river that lahar came down was the Wongohu River, and that is that very same river. And out to my right, we're sort of more over towards the coastal region, so that river goes out to the sea just there. So I'm still getting used to this motovlogging thing, and you probably hear me in my videos making comment like this, that I'm still getting used to talking to myself inside my helmet. It's sort of a funny feeling just cruising along the New Zealand country roads, having a conversation with myself. See, there's the old road used to go around there. I remember when I was a kid, that used to be the road. Oh, look at that, there's the sheriff. And he's in an unmarked car. Now there's a lot of unmarked police cars in New Zealand. And even in the Wairarapa, I saw once a farm utility vehicle, just a flat deck Farmer Brown's ute, with lights in it like that. That was an unmarked police car, and so was that one. There is a blitz on this weekend, as I said earlier, where there's a 4 kilometre tolerance over the speed limit. So if you're doing 104 kilometers, you'll get snapped. And here, this is Turakina, this is a 70k limit. And look at that there, right there, that car right there that just went past, that was another unmarked police car. You could see the red and blue lights, they weren't on of course, just inside the windshield there. So there's 2 unmarked police cars patrolling this area. And I've actually had a ticket just up there before, because this is a 70k limit, and it sort of feels like a country road. You feel like you've passed the town just here, and I just creeped over the 70k limit a bit, and I got a ticket there once. So this is Turakina, and it, you know, feels like 100k speed limit, but no, it's a 70, and there's a 4k tolerance at the moment. Somebody got pulled up back there by an unmarked, and we passed another unmarked just now. And we better just ease back a bit. The bike just really wants to go and stretch its legs, but no, we're not going to do that. And especially up here too, because as this hill drops away back down this way, years ago this stretch of road used to be called Madman's Mile, because as you come off this hill, there's a nice big long straight along here to the other hill, and people used to wind up to some incredible speeds along here. So this is Madman's Mile, and as you come the other way, it's the same thing. People wind it up. Now what I'm going to do, when I came through here earlier in my work car, at the top of the hill here at Mansman, I'll pull over and we'll have a look. We'll see if it's still visible, because there's a really nice clear view of Ruapehu out to the left, and Mount Taranaki behind me was nice and clear as well. Oh look, there's another policeman. So they're out in force patrolling, because it's Friday afternoon and people might be heading out and about for the long weekend. And I'm going to pull over just over here at the top of the hill and see if we can see the mountains. Last week when I did the view of Mount Ruapehu from on top of the outlook, it wasn't very clear on the camera, so I'm going to just see if it, oh yeah, there it is, I can see it with the naked eye at least. Anyway, I'll just pull up here out of the way like that. Now let's go and have a look. So I don't know if you can. No. Oh, what a shame, because Mount Taranaki out this way, actually I can just see with the naked eye just above the cloud line there. I can see the tip of the mountain there, but Mount Ruapehu over that way is nice and clear. I don't know if that'll show up on the camera, but it's a beautiful shot of Mount Ruapehu, and just beyond Mount Ruapehu is Mount Narahoe, and oh, I've forgotten the name of the other one, but that's silly. But over that way, Mount Taranaki, Tom Cruise was over here for the filming of The Last Samurai. That was filmed on Mount Taranaki, because it looks a whole lot like Mount Fuji in Japan. So that was filmed over there. Now, okay, Mount Ruapehu, immediately behind there is Mount Narahoe and Mount Tongariro. Both of those two are active volcanoes, and Mount Taranaki is an active volcano. Right, let's get back into it. I'm going to turn left just here,